Hello fans and friends, welcome to another video. My name's Keir Smith and today I'd like to share with you my review for this album. This is the 1976 release by the Rolling Stones called Black and Blue. The Rolling Stones were still the big commercial draw in the 1970s, but after their 1974 album It's Only Rock and Roll, the band found some problems during their downtime. Guitarist Mick Taylor felt frustrated at the lack of credit he was getting in the Stones, and his personal life and marriage were unravelling at the time. His heroin habit had gotten worse, and so he quit the band in December 1974. And Keith Richards said that sessions for the album were used to audition for a new guitarist, and a few feature on the album: Wayne Perkins, Harvey Mandel and Ronnie Wood, who would eventually get the nod to become a full-time member of the Rolling Stones. And Black and Blue marks a new musical direction for the Rolling Stones, blending their more traditional rock and roll sound with funk, soul and reggae. Black and Blue was released on the 23rd of April 1976. Here's the album cover, and it was originally a gatefold LP. The photo was taken by a Japanese fashion designer called Hiro, and here's the inside photo as it was originally on the LP. Onto the music. Side 1, track 1, the album opens with Hot Stuff, which is a jam with a funk and disco style groove. Billy Preston plays some nice piano here and Jagger struts around and delivers a strong vocal. Plenty of wah-wah guitar, and Harvey Mandel's lead guitar parts are pretty good here, but it gets a little bit repetitive and maybe could have been shortened by a minute or so, but I can dig it. It's all about the groove and it's good enough for me. Hand of Fate is next, and it's the closest we get to what you would call a typical Stones rocker here, but it's a very good one. I really like the riff, and the chopped up narrative tells of a southern murder. A man takes another man's wife, and in a shootout he kills him and goes on the run. He's possibly a gambling man too, because there's lyrical references to the Wheel of Fortune and my luck is up but my chips are down. I love that blazing lead guitar solo. Jagger's vocal is great, and it's probably my second favourite song from this set. Really good song, Hand of Fate. Cherry O Baby is next, and this is a cover version of Eric Donaldson's 1971 reggae song. Mick and Keith especially had been getting into reggae since around the Exile on Main Street album, and Mick adopts this quasi Jamaican style vocal for this track, and some of his and Keith's yodeling on this song is quite funny, but I really like it. Charlie and Bill do a good job on the rhythm section, and it's the first time we hear Ronnie Wood on a Rolling Stones track. Good song, Cherry O Baby. Memory Motel closes side 1, and this is a great story song about a one-night romance with a girl named Hannah. It starts in a very mellow way, Billy Preston on string synthesizer and Keith Richards on electric piano playing these really sad, affecting chords, and Mick comes in on lead vocals painting a pretty picture when he sings, "It took a starry night to steal my breath away, down on the waterfront, her hair all drenched in spray." And after that first verse, Charlie plays some tidy drum fills, and Harvey Mandel again comes in with some great lead guitar parts. And onto the second verse, Jagger sings, "She took my guitar and she began to play. She sang a song to me, it stuck right in my brain." And Keith comes in on the harmonies and it sounds great, and then it goes into this soaring chorus, beautiful chorus of "You're just a memory of the love that used to be." And then in the next verse, sadly the romance comes to an end. Hannah has to go to Texas to play a gig. Mick has to fly on down to Baton Rouge, and that chorus comes back in again of "You're just a memory girl," and then that leads into these irresistible shalala parts in falsetto, and absolutely beautiful. And I really like that cool, understated lead guitar solo that follows, and then the last part of the song describes experiences and life on the road as Jagger sings, "We've been 10,000 miles, we've been in 15 states. Every woman seemed to fade out of my mind. I hit the bottle and I hit the sack and cried." Great vocal delivery again from Jagger. And that wonderful chorus comes back in again. "You're just a memory girl, just a memory, and it used to mean so much to me." And then Keith sings us out with, "She got a mind of her own, she one of a kind, and she used it well." And then Harvey Mandel plays the song out with that final lead guitar part that's so beautiful, and it leaves me with a lingering sadness in the very best way. Brilliant song, possibly my favourite Rolling Stones song. How about that? Hey Negrita opens side 2 of the album, and this is another song born out of a studio jam. Ronnie Wood had the guitar lick that is prominent throughout the song. He only got an inspiration by credit for this on the album though, but Keith and Charlie quickly dug the groove and helped to build the song up. And interestingly, Mick said that the lyrics were about a guy haggling with a hooker, a prostitute, and that explains the rather amusing lyrics where he sings, "One last dollar, I've got my pride, I'll cut your balls and I'll tan your hide." Decent song. Melody is next, and this is a jazz blues style song, a duet with Billy Preston, and you can imagine it being sung in a smoke-filled room in a New York basement somewhere, but I don't consider it strong enough material. It drifts and meanders a little aimlessly for me, and to be honest, I find it all a little bit dull and boring. My least favourite song here for sure. Things are only marginally better on the next song, Fool to Cry, which is a popular Rolling Stones song, and it was a top 10 hit here as a single in the UK, but it's a soulful, mawkish ballad that I've never really cared for. Nicky Hopkins plays the string synthesizer part, which is kind of nice, but I don't like Mick's falsetto, and although the song does rev up a bit towards the end with some good lead guitar work, it's, for me, average at best. Crazy Mama closes the album and saves side 2 for me. It's not strong material, but a decent rocker with a decent riff. Jagger's throaty vocal sounds a little bit forced, but there's a neat little melodic guitar part that goes up and down the fretboard towards the end of the song, but I'm being thankful for Small Mercies really. And that closes the Black and Blue album. Black and Blue sold well, going as high as number 2 on the UK album charts. It went all the way to the top of the US album charts, proving that the Rolling Stones were still hugely popular. And whilst I will always defend the adventurous spirit of the Black and Blue album, musically it wasn't a radical shift, nor a particularly interesting one. It kind of all sounds half-baked to me, and it meanders from groove to groove with little purpose. Side 1 I like, side 2 I don't, so I would say that this is no more than an average Rolling Stones album. What do you think to the Rolling Stones Black and Blue album? Where do you rank this in the band's back catalogue? What's your favourite song on the album? Please leave your comments below. Please give the video the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel, there'll be lots more to come. Thanks as always for watching. See you next time.